And welcome to halftime here. Wildcats on top, 36-11 over East Central. Joined now by head coach Christie Meeks, and I'm going to let you do an introduction here in a minute. We'll talk a little Wildcat softball. We got a lot of good things coming up here, particularly their banquet on Saturday, also the season ahead of them. But first and foremost, Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Let's pull that thing up just a little bit right
goodness.
there. There we go. Now they can hear you. Same there. Well, I'm going to let you introduce your new addition to your staff here. I remember when she played in high school. You were pretty good. I'll say that. Really good.
Well, we'll be. We won't say that I remember too, but I do remember her being in high school as well and recruiting her as a player, not the first year at with Coach Long, but she was fantastic. This is Katelyn Gruich. She has come to us as our hitting coach, as my associate head coach this year. And we are so happy to have her. I think she has just brought so much to our program, and we're excited to see what our season has to hold.
Kevin, first and foremost, I know you've heard it 1,000 times over. First time we've had a chance to meet. Welcome to Pearl River.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I tell you, I know the pedigree you come from. I've seen the background. I remember watching you play, as I mentioned, at high school. You went on, had a great career at South Alabama. You've been a coach in this league for a couple of years. You're very familiar with this league from the competition perspective, what it takes to recruit, everything. But just your thoughts being here at Pearl River so far.
Well, top of the line facilities for sure. But I tell recruits all the time, when they come in and sit down, like, people make the place. And I think that's what sets this place apart is administration from all the way down to grounds crew. Like, this is what makes this place special. And I think everybody, puts their hand in it, does their part. And I think that's what makes this place special.
You played a time when the game, I'm going to say the game evolved. There was a long time ago where it was the old slow pitch and everything else. And, of course, I think travel ball changed that. But you came along at a time during high school where the game's changed. Even since then, this game's changed again.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
I think the biggest thing that we see is the recruiting side of things that has changed so much, with today's society. Everyone likes the flashy things. But, ultimately, the game itself, it's still softball 101. The X's and O's haven't changed very much. But I think the recruiting piece makes a twist to this.
Let's talk about the season upcoming, but before that, actually, let's talk about the banquet on Saturday. I know you're excited about this.
I am, and we actually have Coach Sparks coming back to speak, in her journey going from Oklahoma to Auburn, and she's now at Nichols. So I'm excited to hear what she has to say about being in the national championship programs. So our banquet starts at 6 p.m. It'll be at the cafeteria, and we'll have some silent auction items. We'll be able to fellowship with everybody and just have a good night.
A good chance to meet this ball club. This ball club this year, Christie and Katelyn haven't been here to see them talk about it. This ball club here, you got a few holdovers, but a lot of new faces on this ball club. A lot of new faces.
A lot of new faces. So we had, 14 freshmen that came in the fall, and they were really put to a test. We played a lot of Division I schools. We played a lot of four-year programs all through the fall. I think we played 12 games overall this fall, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And they just were able to grow. I think that they were able to see how fast the game is right now and how good that they have to be in order to compete in this league. This league is tough. No matter what, anybody at any moment can beat you. So for us, just being able to learn that over the fall with these new faces, we have a brand new pitching staff. We have, some senior catchers, so some good catchers. Our sophomores are really good behind the plate, but a lot of new faces up the middle.
Kevin, you've seen this league at two different schools before coming here to Pearl River, but this league, the mental toughness that it takes to be a player in this league is unsurpassed. I tell people all the time, this league's like the SEC of community college softball nationwide. It's tough.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, Coach Meeks hit it on the head. Anybody can be beaten on any given day. And I think that's what the beauty of this playing in this region is. One of the toughest regions. You come out, out of conference play, going into regional play, you're pretty much set up in a good place going, postseason wise, just because of the competition from the top to the bottom.
Your experience in this league, freshmen coming in here, and let's say a lot of these freshmen come in, they were the top dog, they were the it in high school. They got to come in here now, a little adjustment. What are some of the things not so much from a physical perspective of the game, but mentally, what are some of the things you try to get them to understand?
Great question. So obviously from the mental side of things, the the physical part doesn't change very much, but mentally, I think it's, methodically teaching these kids how to work through at bats. From the defensive side of things, like looking for a play after a play, especially on the pitching side, catching side, there's always something, there's something after the next thing that happens, and just trying to find ways to help these kids slow the game down, because ultimately leaving high school and now coming into college, a college setting, the game only continues to speed up. So just trying to work them through that mental piece of how to slow things down, really.
Looking at your schedule, road warriors to begin with, that's all I'm going to say. You're going to be on the road. I mean, pack your suitcase and let's go.
That's exactly right.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
So the first, I would probably say the first 4 weeks that we're in season, we're on the road and we're in a lot of tournaments. I think that's going to help us. We have the opportunity to go and play some wonderful teams in Gulf Shores, Gulf Shores in Florida, Panama City.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And then we're going to go to Columbus, Georgia, and play in the NFCA Classic. We actually get to play the national champions from Division I JUCO. And then coming back from that, we're going to play Pensacola State. And so a lot of schools that are in that Division I range. But I think that's going to prepare us. I've said this since the very beginning. I think the tougher teams that you play just prepare you for the conference. There's nothing that's going to prepare you for the rivalry that we have in this conference, but it at least prepares you with the physical abilities.
Well, I wish we had more time. We don't now, but ladies, first and foremost, thanks for spending some time with us, Katelyn. Again, congrats. We're glad to have you here at Pearl River. Christie, look forward to another great season. Of course, those home games, Tyler Johnson will be on the call on PRCC Media for those. Does a great job. And that'll be here before you know it. Don't forget the banquet this Saturday night, 6 p.m., Olivia Bender Cafeteria here on the campus. It'll be a great time. Come out. As she said, fellowship, chance to spend time with the Wildcat softball team. Thank you, ladies.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So
Thank
good
you.
to see you.
Yes, sir.